I held the cig next to my thigh, breathing slow. The grip, natural from years of handling weapons. Judging by the weight, the clip held 4 bullets. I could hear footsteps trying to sneak around the front of the house, but they weren't adept at shock and awe. More like someone hunting deer or elk instead of a human. The safety off, I lifted the weapon, sighting the dark form, the light of unimpeded stars as a guide. The idiot was 5 feet away from death. I'd play the part of the Grim Reaper and relish every moment, exactly as I'd been trained to do for 20 years. A fat guy tiptoed around the corner, and I waited. He turned and backed up, arm high, hand holding the pistol sideways. He'd be lucky to hit the broadside of a barn. "Psst, I'm back here," I whispered, putting the barrel of the cig in the middle of his back, aiming for the heart. One shot would obliterate the muscle. I smiled at the thought. He froze, arms high in surrender. "You'll be charged with murder," his voice hoarse and filled with fear, loud. Cocking my head, concentrating on the sounds past his labored breathing, I heard one footstep and nothing. The intruder warned a partner, leaving seconds to decide what to do. I lowered the barrel of the cig and shot his left butt cheek. He fell, screaming. "Shut up, you'll live." I kneeled and waited. Not for long, because the second man ran around the corner of the house carrying a rifle. He didn't see me in time. The first shot ringing in my ears, I put a bullet in the second man's knee. I stalked to the side of the house, unable to hear, relying on instinct. Parked at the deep bend of the driveway was their truck, a single cab. At the front of the house, I jogged inside, not seeing the recent renovations. I grabbed the phone mounted in the kitchen and dialed 911. Karen Barnes's face ghosted into sight, and I let it stay. A year ago, I'd finally met the woman who'd saved me a decade ago. I hadn't seen or talked to her in 9 months, not since moving home to Dillon, Montana. The memory of her scarred face, the deep blue eyes, never failed to calm the chaos living in my soul. "I shot 2 men, and they need an ambulance and need Sheriff Porter to send officers." I hung up the phone and grabbed a flashlight. Near the new oak front door sat a pair of leather-working gloves. I sure as hell wasn't going to touch the weapons. At the back of the house, the screams evolved into moans of pain. I handed each man a towel. "Put it on the wounds and press hard." The 2 weapons on the ground were moved out of their reach, although I doubted either could shoot. Probably their first gunshot wounds. I stood at the side of the house, waiting. The sounds of sirens wailed in the warm late spring air, and I laid all the weapons neatly on the recently mowed front lawn, got on my knees, ankles crossed, hands linked behind my head. I didn't relish the jail time, but it would be nothing like Denver. The formalities taken care of, I sat in a jail cell, waiting. I had no family left in Dillon. I'd been gone for 20 years, and only the old-timers or people I went to high school with remembered me. None would visit or help. I understood what it meant to be the town's prodigal son.